Hello and a very warm welcome to the channel. It hasn't been 2 months. I've done 2 videos in 2 weeks. Like this must be what being PewDiePie feels like. It feels good. Um, so I'm going to react. I'm very excited for the first time to some college sport, and this is one of the things I find really fascinating about America is that college sport I know is huge. I've never really seen any, but I know it's a really big deal. College football in particular, and that's very different in the UK where university sport. I mean, we say university rather than college. I think you guys use university as well, but we just say university or uni. Um, University sport in the UK is watched by almost no one. So a game between two top universities in rugby or soccer, whatever sport, will be watched by 3 students and a dog. And one of those students will be there by mistake because they got lost on the way to a lecture. So I'm really interested to see how American culture varies because I think this is a really big difference. So the video is best atmosphere in college football. And let's go. Best atmospheres. Okay, so I'm stopping the video. Oh, that's a terrible place to pause. I'm stopping the video early because my first thought is the number of people there is insane. Like, I saw that stadium had 3 tiers. I mean, you say university sport in the UK, like if you get 100 people to turn out, that's a good turnout. That's if there's nothing good on TV. And like, no one's got assignments to do. So the number of people there is crazy. Because my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, my understanding is that these are not professional athletes. These guys are not being paid. Is that correct? And these are literally just university students that thousands and thousands of people are turning out to watch. I think maybe they're selected partly on their sort of sporting ability rather than just academic ability. But even so, for what looks like, I mean, clearly tens of thousands of people to turn out to watch amateur sport is really impressive. So there's like nothing like it in the UK. Maybe the Oxford Cambridge boat race, but that's like a one-off event, and this seems to be a regular thing. Ooh, fireworks! Yes, let's go back. I meant to pause on the other stadium, but like that, the other stadium and probably this one as well, they look like they got like tens of thousands of people in it, like easily 60, 70,000 people, which is the size of some of the biggest Premier League grounds. And this is just watching amateur sport. This would never happen in Europe. Let me put it like that. I don't know what. I'm not sure what this funny wave they're doing is. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but I don't know what it means. Perhaps if you know what it means, comment below. What like in-depth philosophical point are they trying to get across? So this is another thing which very stereotypically American is like marching bands. We don't have anything like that in the UK. At all, really. I mean, it's like a very iconically American thing, along with sort of corn dogs and bald eagles and so on. Yeah, that's impressive. Still not sure what this is all about. I'm guessing there's a meaning I'm missing. Okay, well this is quiet. Is this meant to be good atmosphere? Has it been like copyright striked or something? Okay, that's better. West Virginia, take me home. And again, stadium enormous. God, like that. I think this might be the most American thing I've ever seen. Like American football, marching bands, the sort of college football style crowds, an enormous crowd watching what I believe is an amateur game. It's it's actually a real culture shock. I'm not gonna lie. Jump, jump. So one thing, I know earlier they were playing. Oh, what were they playing? Something Alabama. Anyway, Sweet Caroline is really, really popular in the UK among sports fans, which I think for no sort of logical reason. I think it's just they like the tune. But it's so popular that they played it at the Queen's Jubilee. And I remember some Americans asked me sort of like, what's going on? Why they're playing Sweet Caroline, which I guess is kind of weird if you're from the Carolinas. But it's just become like an iconic sporting song, and it is a great song. So fair play. I just stopped doing that. These like soldiers. Oh yeah, come on, stars and stripes. So like this not being for athletes who are being paid like millions of dollars a week is just crazy. I'd love to know the history behind it, how these amateur sports became such a big deal. Presumably it's not just people who go to university who are watching these games, because that wouldn't be enough. Presumably it's like the whole community. It's almost like your team, but it is also a university. I'm still sort of getting my head around that. Wah! This waving thing again. They're like waving. Actually, one thing I will say is the atmosphere seems a lot nicer than at European football games, or soccer, if I must, America. It seems a lot friendlier. Like I don't know if that's always the case, but like in European football games, it's usually you have the fans segregated, so you have one area for one team's fans and one area for the other team's fans, and like police or security guards between them, basically to stop them fighting. And there's a lot of usually quite a lot of aggression between the two. So this seems like really nice and sort of family friendly, which is cool. I'm guessing not so many fights break out. I might be wrong. I'm getting the tune. Yeah, come on. Okay, stadium's on fire. Everyone, please evacuate. Something's gone horribly wrong. I don't know why everyone's not watching, not more concerned, but they should be. That's pretty cool. Oh, they're bringing a kid with. That's cool. Yeah, come on. Stars and stripes, of course. Everyone's waving their hankies. That's pretty cool. I can't dance, and I'm not gonna. I shouldn't try. Again, this is all for amateurs, for university students. Oh, they're spelling out Ohio. I was confused for a moment there. I mean, again, if it was like a European soccer match, the chant would be less nice. Let me put it that way. It would be less about chanting. I mean, they do chant their names, but there's also an element of that, and then there's an element of calling the opposition literally every insult under the sun, from sort of paedophiles to whatever you can think of. So yeah, it's a pretty pronounced cultural difference. But I like this the American football. They're different, but I like them both. Like cheerleaders, iconically American. Is this the University of Alabama? Just with the A? I may have that completely wrong. Oh, well, that's it. So that was fascinating. I say I'm just so blown away by the scale of university sports in America. I don't totally understand why. I'd love to know about the history. It's really weird because ironically, European sport is very sort of hyper capitalist. So all our European sport leagues, so kind of the Premier League, for example, for soccer, essentially any team can. There's a lot less restraints on how much teams can spend. So you kind of end up with a small number of top teams rather than I know in the NFL where you have the draft, and there's a lot more effort to kind of keep it fairer between all the teams. So, ironically, European sport is like hyper capitalist, whereas American sport, you guys seem to have a lot more emphasis on sort of making all the teams competitive and also on cheering on students in huge numbers, which is really interesting. No, I'd love to know more about exactly why that's the case and how that came about. But anyway, leaving that aside, it's been an absolute pleasure. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. There will be plenty more videos coming, and I hope to see you for the next video.